Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Wednesday, September 1st, 2021 meeting of the Lake Havasu City Planning and Zoning Commission. If you'd all rise and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Secretary, would you please call the roll?
Jim Harris.
Here.
Doug Hardy. Donald Bergen.
Here.
Dan McGowan.
Here.
Chad Nelson. Susanna Ballard. Matthew Mitchell. Sam Levin. Gabrielle Medley.
Here.
David Diaz.
Here.
Okay, we have no alternates today, so I'm not going to fill those vacant spots of Mr. Nelson and Mr. Hardy. We do have a quorum. So if we could move on to correspondence and announcements, please.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, thank you. You may notice we've changed the order a little bit. It used to be correspondence and announcements was after the minutes, but for a couple of reasons. Among them, some electronic housekeeping items that go on while during the approval of the minutes. It's helpful that we have the roll call and the minutes separated. So we're changing that order up to move the correspondence and announcements to this location. So in the meeting. So with that, that's my announcement that we're changing things a little bit.
You killed the appropriate amount of time, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go to minutes of the last meeting. Are there any additions, deletions, corrections by commissioners? Anybody at all? Hearing none, I'll call for the question. We need a motion.
Move for approval of the minutes. I second the motion.
We have a motion by Mr. Bergen and a second by Mr. McGowan to approve the minutes as written. Any further discussion? Hearing none, let's go ahead and place our votes.
Motion passes 5-0.
Okay, let's start with today's meeting. And beforehand, I need to read this little blurb. It says, this is a public hearing and there is a structured order to this proceeding. City staff will present each item. There will be time for the commission to ask questions of the staff, and then the applicant will have the opportunity to present their case to the commission. That being done, we will then open the proceeding to the public for their questions and input. I would ask that anyone of the public that wishes to speak limit their trips to the podium and microphone to only one. Keep all comments to less than 5 minutes, and to stay on point and not discuss subject matter that is not pertinent to the decision being considered here today. After public testimony is taken, I will then close the public hearing and bring the motion back to the table for city staff's recommendation, discussion amongst the commission, and eventually a motion to approve or disapprove. The first and only item on today's agenda is ID 21-2949. It is a request for a preliminary subdivision plat for Desert Kearsarge condos at 3430 Kearsarge Drive, Tract 2217, Block 18, Lot 10, creating a 6-unit residential condominium subdivision in the residential Southgate District, R-SGD. Mr. Morris, your presentation, please.
Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, thank you. Here's the area map. The subject property is in the south part of town, just on Kearsarge or Kearsarge Drive. There's some existing multiple family developments on that side of Kearsarge, and across Kearsarge there's some single family and multiple family. And then across the alley to the south there's some commercial development. The zoning map, the subject property as well as the residential properties adjacent to it are all zoned residential Southgate District, and those properties to the south across the alley are zoned commercial Southgate District. The subject property has gone through design review. Their building permits have been issued, and the development is under construction right now. It's comprised of 3 duplex units, a total of 6 residential units. They have garages attached. There's a common parcel A that's shared by all the common element for all the properties. The owner will propose a condominium plat in order to sell each of the individual units. There is on-site water and wastewater and will be privately owned. And of course, the subject property will be governed by a homeowners association, will manage and maintain the private drives and any improvements on the property. That concludes staff's presentation. Open any questions. Thank you.
Okay, are there any questions of staff by commissioners? Any at all? Okay. The applicant is present. Do we have any questions of the applicant? If not, I'll not call him to the podium as per his request. So now let's open it up to the public. If there's anybody in the public that wishes to speak on this item, anybody at all? We have a vacant room here, so I'll go ahead and close the public hearing portion, bring it back to the table for staff's recommendations.
Mr. Chairman and Commissioners, thank you. Based on the findings, the Development Review Committee recommends approval of Land Use Action ID 21-2949, a preliminary subdivision plat for Desert Kearsarge Condos, 4330 Kearsarge Drive, Tract 2217, Block 18, Lot 10, creating a 6-unit residential condominium subdivision in the Residential Southgate District, the RSGD. Thank you.
Okay, we are at the table for discussion and or a motion, commissioners. Anybody? Anybody at all?
Commissioner, I make a motion to approve ID 212949, a request for a preliminary subdivision plat for Desert Kearsarge Condos, 3430 Kearsarge Drive, Tract 2217, Block 18, Lot 10, creating a 6-unit residential condominium subdivision in the Residential Southgate District R/SGD.
Okay, we have a motion by Mr. Diaz. Do we have a second?
I would second the motion.
And we have a second by Mr. Bergen. Any further discussion on the item by commissioners? Hearing none, let's go ahead and call for the question.
Mr. Bergen?
Yes. Oh, I forgot to do that. Okay.
Motion passes 5-0.
Okay, congratulations and good luck. The next thing on the agenda is the call to the public. If there's anybody in the public who wishes to speak to the commission at this time, please come forward, state your name for the record. There is nobody, so I'll close the call to the public. And back to Mr. Morris for future meetings.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, Commissioners, thank you. Yes, we will have a meeting in 2 weeks, September 15th. We'll have twice as many items for that agenda, so we'll have 2 items for that agenda. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Okay, thank you very much. We stand adjourned.